Am I even gonna try and pretend it's not the same day that I just filmed a TBR? Nope, because I'm still at work. But hey guys, my name is Haley, and today I'm gonna be filming a mid-year reading goals check-in because it's like mid-July and I haven't filmed one yet because honestly I forgot. So I'm gonna get right in and name all of the goals that I put in my goals video at the very beginning of the year, and then I'm gonna get into what I still plan to do and other goals I am tacking on to that for the second half of the year. So first up, I set my Goodreads goal to 100 books. That's what I've been setting it for the last, I think, 2 years. I have currently read 65, which is like pretty good, but I feel like I could have read more because there were a couple months on there that I definitely did not read as much as I could have. But Tome Topple, that just happened, definitely helped with that, so we're good there. My next goal in there was to reread the Chronicles of Narnia. Haven't done that yet, but I do plan to do it in September because me and Kate are doing a reread month, so that'll be fun. Another goal I had was to annotate more. I actually haven't done a ton of that, but again, I plan to do it later in the year, like in September when I reread some of my favorite books to continue with the series, or in November because me and Kate are planning to do an epic Twilight reread because I just want to annotate those books so badly. I think it would be really fun. Next on that list was to read all of Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere works. That's definitely not gonna happen this year, for sure. I've only read 3. I read Elantris, Warbreaker, and Way of Kings, so yeah, that's how that's going. Then I had series that I wanted to complete this year, starting with the Pete Hamilton trilogy that I don't know the name of. It's that really chunky sci-fi series. Have not even touched those. Actually, I tried to read the first one and I'm definitely gonna need an audio, so. Next one was The Darkest Minds. Haven't touched that series. I'm not even sure if I'm planning to read that series this year. I might not. The Charlie Bone series, which I actually read the first one, was like, man, I don't know if I really wanna read these and collect these books, so I unhauled the whole series. If I do wanna read them, I'll read them off like my library app, but I donated them to the middle grade children's little free library near my house, so I figured that was better than them sitting on my shelves for who knows how long. Next was the Lotus War trilogy. I did actually start this. I read the first book. I still need to read the last 2. And then last on that list was the Black Prism series, which I did start. I read the first one on audio. It was alright. The audios are really good though, so I think I'm planning on finishing the series via audio, unless it gets really bad at one point, in which case I'll just get rid of them. And the next goal was to read the first books in series on my shelf that I already owned at the beginning of the year, which there were, I want to say like 10 of them. I unhauled 2 because I had no interest, or I tried to read them and they just didn't intrigue me enough. I've read 4 of them. I DNF'd 1 and I have 4 left, which are Bloodsong by Anthony Ryan, The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, The Demon King by Cinda Williams-Chima, and Sea of Shadows by Kelly Armstrong, I believe, which those 4 I still am planning on reading and at least trying out. And then also I planned at the beginning of the year to read 20 Christian nonfiction. The problem with that being is I started reading more Christian fiction, which took the place of the nonfiction, as it turns out. So I've read 5 Christian nonfiction, and I've also read 4 Christian fiction books. So, and there's more Christian fiction that I both own and want to buy like soon, or at least read on audio via Overdrive. So I've decided to tweak that goal a little bit and change it to 20 Christian books altogether, fiction and nonfiction. So that is my first update to the goals. My second update for what I want to do for the rest of the year. I do still want to reread the Chronicles of Narnia. I'm planning on doing that in September when me and Kate do our reread month. For the Sanderson goal, I plan to read Words of Radiance before the end of the year, but I don't know if the rest of them are gonna happen. Like, I don't know if the second Era Mistborn and Oathbringer are gonna happen this year. If they do, I will be very surprised. But it's possible, we'll see. And like I mentioned before, I plan to finish the Prism series and the Lotus War trilogy. I will probably finish that one in the next couple months. I don't know if I'll finish the whole Prism series, but I will definitely, as soon as I can get my hands on the second audiobook for, The Blinding Knife, I'll continue with that series and see how I feel about it. And also I'm trying to find an audio for the Pete Hamilton series, because I picked up that first book and the first 2 pages were so sci-fi, like hard sci-fi, very technical and sciencey, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on, so I'm definitely gonna need an audiobook help with that, at least to start it off. And they're also really long, so still gonna try, not super hopeful. And then the last goal that I have, which is actually kind of a bigger one and not how I felt at the beginning of the year at all, but has a lot to do with what me and Kate have been talking about lately, because she's trying to do a 0 TBR and using her library, or for the most part a 0 TBR. And I'm way more of a mood reader and don't always have the money to buy books, so I think I'm gonna do more of a just smaller TBR. Like I think I have 60 or 70 books on my physical TBR right now, and I want to get it down to more manageable, like between 20 and 30 books at least. That way it fits on my little side shelf and I don't have to like put them all on my big shelves. And I think that's a lot more doable now that I've started using Overdrive for audiobooks and like reading them really often. So I'm using the Overdrive app for books I'm like not too sure about and like aren't on sale on Thrift Books or anything, or even Amazon Used Marketplace. And if I can't find them in either of those places for like cheaper than $10, then I usually listen to it on audio first. And that's been working out really well for me. I've actually bought 2 books that I listened to on audio already that I really loved, but I was really iffy about going in. So that's working out pretty well, and I want to do that for the rest of the year and get my TBR down to a more manageable number, like cut it in half of what it is now at least. So yeah, those are my goals for the second half of 2018. Thank you all for watching, and I will see all of you guys next time.